Blitz Esports releases new videos every week. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss out.
How is Monte your yang and how are you his yin?
I'm trying to remember which one's yin and which one's yang now, but that's not important. Anyway, well, I mean, we're just really different people, you know, which is great because I think that that dynamic comes through on the broadcast, right? And we're really good friends. We've been great friends since the beginning, and we really love working together. And that's why we kind of took this big leap with the Overwatch League as a duo. But I've said this before, but we cannot have a conversation about movies or anything like that because I'm very much in the camp of like I can like a movie even if it's not good, and he seems to be in the camp where like if the movie isn't good, you cannot like it, you cannot appreciate it. It has to be good in some way, you know. And maybe I'm misrepresenting him. Like if he watches that, he'll probably wish he was here to argue with me again. But it's stuff like that. We have so much fun with it, right? And like neither of us, despite what it may look like sometimes, neither of us really have like that gigantic of egos. So we can kind of mock each other on the broadcasts and like insult each other and it's fun, right? We have fun with it and tease each other and people enjoy watching that. But he's just been great to work with. He's brilliant on the business side of things, which I mentioned earlier I had to learn a lot of to even try to keep up, and he's still way ahead of me on that kind of stuff, and I probably never will catch up. So it's been great to have him be able to handle some of that stuff in some of our later negotiations and all that, and hopefully I've been able to temper his exuberance in certain meetings we've been in and stuff like that. But it's just a great duo that works out, and we hang out all the time outside the cast too, obviously, and that helps too. I mean, if you're friends outside of the broadcast, that comes through in a broadcast really well. And I think if you look at Tastosis, that's another great example of a duo that are just like really good friends, and you can see that come through in a good way on the broadcast too.
Well, I think we work really well together. He is incredibly charming and funny and comes up with wonderful off-the-cuff analogies, and he really understands the pacing of a broadcast, when to dial things back, when to change the focus of the broadcasts off of esports. And that sounds really strange, but our audience doesn't want us to focus purely on the game. That is, if there is a bad game going on, people expect to continue to be entertained. And if the game isn't entertaining, then we have to be entertaining, right? So the dull moments are better off used by side conversations, banter. I think that our generation and the esports audience really prefers that to having their intelligence insulted by saying what the action on the screen that they've seen a bunch of times before, or overhyping or overinflating content or the actions of the players when they know it's objectively perhaps of a lesser quality than other games, or if they've seen the same actions from these players hundreds of times before in other games. It's sort of an insult to the audience's intelligence, and it's better to come up with something fresh on your own, allow them to watch what's going on, and if something strange happens, we can always circle back and say why it was different than previous times. So I think he is very good at knowing when to change those topics and then drive those conversations that keep people interested and entertained in the stream. And that's one of the reasons why I love working with him.
So would you recommend to other casters that they kind of pair up as a duo for negotiations, but also more of just an energy kind of completing each other for a broadcast?
I think traditionally that's worked well. If you look at traditional sports, baseball, football, you do see a lot of duos that have gone for years and years, and they're well known. So I think that's the ideal, right? That you find a good partner that you can work well with, and you create sort of this product that you're able to then really successfully use on a broadcast. But while I think it's the ideal for a newer commentator that's coming into the scene, I don't think it should be an expectation. I think a newer commentator should really just focus on working well with anybody. And, if you're fortunate, you'll meet that person that then you can, create this duo with. But it's never going to be a given. And I think I feel like my circumstance is more the exception, than the rule. And so I would never tell anyone to like go out and, get on Tinder or something and try to find your perfect casting partner. I don't think that's realistic. I think just be the best caster you can be. Work with everybody you can as best you can, and if you're lucky, you'll find that special someone.
I'm really looking forward to that app. That's going to be a great app.
Oh yeah.
Blitz Esports releases new Overwatch videos every week. Subscribe so you don't miss a single one.